now we are sitting here with Perrine and do our interview. Thank you. So maybe you can introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, your background, how you came to INRAe, and also how you came then to the MICROBE project.
Thank you, Andreas. Well, I'm Perrine Portier. I'm the head of the French collection for plant-associated bacteria. In the collection, we held strategic resources for plant health. Before coming to the collection, I did my PhD in Lyon in microbial ecology. Then I moved to Angers to do some contracts about plant diagnostics. And then I took over the collection. That's for 16 years now that I'm managing it. We today have more than 7,000 strains, which are all relevant for plant health. And the collection is certified ISO 901, and doing so, it helped us to improve the quality of our services. And among the services we offer, what we do is we listen to the users of the collection, and the users, they have questions. So we take some activities and projects to answer to these needs. And one of the questions was, okay, you preserving isolated strains, which is really great, but what about microbiota? And the question is not trivial, how the community and the single strain will behave really differently. So we started to make some small experiments around this question, and then we joined the MICROBE project. We had the opportunity to join through the INRAe infrastructure, and now in the MICROBE project we're associated with 8 other partners, and we can at last tackle some really important question for the preservation of microbiota, so we can go a bit further and faster than we would be able to do that alone.
Okay, thanks you. That sounds also very interesting. You already started explaining a little bit the challenges with microbiomes and also the tasks and goals you have in MICROBE. So maybe you can explain a little bit what are you doing in MICROBE and what are your objectives then here?
Yeah. The question with preserving microbiota is that a microbiota is a complex community, and only a small portion of that is cultivable. We know how to cultivate only a small part of it. So if we apply the same techniques we do for single strains, doing that on a community which is heterogeneous, will have an heterogeneous survival, which imply an heterogeneous will imply that some of the members will be lost, if others will be favorized, and in the end the capacities, the metabolic capacities of the community will be altered and different. And in the MICROBE project we want to see on seed microbiomes what's happening when we preserve the seed microbiota, and if there are some conditions for preservation, we will be better than the others. And we also want to have an idea of which taxa are lost or gained, and which metabolic activities are lost or gained during the preservation. So that's what we're doing mainly here. We also have other activities within the project that we designed some small synthetic communities combining bacteria, fungi and yeast to try to better know how they behave together, and is it possible to design synthetic communities that can be stored, amplified and sent out to users for the needs during the microbiome studies, which can be pretty complex. I'm also involved on the MICROBE project with the IT system, but also with the standardization and the legal aspects, and of course all the management of the project.
Okay, yeah, that sounds interesting. We're looking forward to the results.
Me too.
Yeah. Also here the question, why is MICROBE so important then for you? You explained it already, your team, and also maybe for INRAe as an organization.
Yes, in our research team, the collection is embedded in a bigger team, which now is formed by 35 people. And a part of the team works on the seed microbiota, how the microbiota assembles itself on the seed, and how it is transmitted from seed to seedlings to plant to seeds once more. And these studies can be pretty hard, and there is a lot of hurdles, and the experiments can be pretty huge, and it could be really important and really useful to be able to preserve the microbiota at some different points over the process. And that's true for the team here in Angers, but also for other teams in INRAe and other teams outside INRAe, for all the people working on microbiota. So working on the preservation side, which is sometimes not very fancy, but actually it's at the basis of all the biological research projects actually. So we're working for the community to help our users to be able to do better research later on. So it's really important for us to be able to provide other people, other researchers with nice protocols and tested things and answers to their needs and to their questions.
Okay, yeah, that's very good. Now let's think a little bit into the future. You also started already a little bit explaining the future, better research. What do you expect in, let's say, 3 years, 3 to 5 years after the project for yourself, personal development, but also the development in research in the area?
So for the next few years from MICROBE, we hope that it will help us to develop microbiota preservation service actually, and to develop our expertise on this question. We also learned already a lot with MICROBE, how to manipulate these communities, but also how to analyze them, to make metabarcoding, to do insight in them, and to work with people we were not used to work before. So, well, it's not only a hope, it's a fact that I can see that MICROBE already helped develop the collection, its networks, and the relationships, and the competencies, and the questions, and the way we can answer to other scientists to help them how to do better research. So it has already started, thanks to MICROBE, and I hope it will develop. It will continue to develop in the next few years, and of course a lot of publications.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's look forward to it, to your achievements. Now, I'd like to ask you, what are you doing when you're not working for MICROBE, or when you're not bound with your collection work here? I think you have another life also.
Well, I've got several other lives. The first life is MICROBE, the second one is the collection. The collection itself asks a lot of organization, and I'm the curator. It means that I'm responsible for the quality of the resources held in the collection, but also responsible when we send out the resources to other scientists. So I need to check if all the documentation is in order, etc. I'm also responsible for the quality management of the collection and to organize the work of my colleagues working on the collection. We are a small team. We're 3 and 4 with Océane now working on the project. So even if it's a small team, it's still a lot of work, and also because we are involved in a lot of networks at the national or European or even world levels. So we need to navigate all of that. That's my professional life. And after, well, I'm going back home, and I've got 3 kids and a house to take care and a lot of other activities, yes.
Yeah, I hope you are then really bound and you have enough to do in your life, and I hope you can reach your goals for the future in science, but also the private ones. And thanks for the interview, it was very interesting, and yeah, looking forward that we work together in MICROBE and achieve our goals.
Thank you, Andreas, that was a pleasure.
Thank you.